Hey everyone! Welcome back. I am back today with more Orb, you guys. Orb has gotten to be, like, every time I kind of think I know where they're headed, they kind of throw me a curveball, I gotta be honest with you, because, you know, I knew we were probably going to get a new protagonist after we lost our dear, precious Oxy and Badeni. But you know, we've had very, very different characters with very different motivations, so far, but they've all kind of shared this one common, like, okay, well, they're interested in the truth for whatever reason, you know, they're interested in, kind of like, whether it's for their own personal reasons or for their own gain or for, there's kind of this common thread between all of the protagonists. So far, I mean, I wouldn't say that Draka is somebody, well, before I get into everything, because I have a lot to say, there's just a lot going on. Buffy! Come here, Buff. Buffy's here as well. Of course she is. She loves Orb. She thinks it's a ball. But yeah, before I get into everything, I do just want to say if you're joining me early today, you know exactly what that means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so very much. I'm sending you those big old hugs right through that screen. If you're joining me on the YouTubes, I hope you'll hit like and subscribe for me. It helps me a lot. I also hope you'll check out the link to my Patreon. It's going to be in the description down below. You get full length, early access, uncut, unfiltered reactions, all different kinds of shows, going back years now. So I hope you'll check that out, and thank you in advance for that. So, yeah. So, I mean, with Draka, the thing is her motivation is so different from the others, and it's not like, I mean, Badeni wanted kind of his own glory, you know, he wanted to go down in history, and it's not like wanting to be rich is, like, super different from that, but, like, I feel like in the past there's been, at least a passing interest in the subject matter too. Like we had Raphael was, you know, a scholar of sorts and was very interested in astronomy. It was very motivated by that to the point where he would give up his own life for it. Oxy was hopeless and this gave him hope. Badeni was probably the closest to Draka to date, where like he really wanted to be famous for something. He wanted to be the one who discovered something. But I mean, even he had kind of like a deep investment in the more like faith-based side of this. Like there was a religious aspect to it where like he did feel like a glorified god in a way. And we know that ultimately, even though he presented some very selfish behavior, there was a lot of selflessness in Badeni that maybe even he wasn't aware of. Come here, Buff. You want to come say hi? You want to come say hi? What you doing? She's thinking about it. She's probably just going to bark. I might have to ban her. You might have to be banned again, Buffy. We'll see. We're having, there's a lot of busyness going on outside. So, yeah, the window's like her favorite place right now. But we'll see. We'll see how she does. Yeah. And you know, it's just funny, like Draka kind of like, am I getting the name right? Yeah, Draka. Draka, like, discovers this, and I mean, to be fair, like, she really doesn't know anything about the source material. She does not know if it's true, if it's proven, if it's anything, but, like, kind of didn't even wince. Kind of wasn't even like, oh my god, what do you mean we're not the center of the universe? It's just kind of like, okay, how do we make money off of this, you know? Like, just, it didn't, so it's kind of, I think, the first person who doesn't really have a personal investment in the actual scientific discovery aspect of this. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that'll be interesting. I got thinking a lot after my last reaction, why on earth is this higher up in the church buying women? Because, like, we have this whole thing where Draka's uncle sells her out, and I'm like, that's horrible, but he's, like, selling her to the church. Why would they even be involved with that? For what? To what end? For what purpose? I mean, I think there's like a couple of top reasons why they're probably going to be doing that, but like, why on earth would he be involved with that, Anthony? I mean, I know he's a scumbag, but like, officially, why would he be involved? And why would the uncle know that he's involved? Because that means that it must be pretty obvious to like a lot of people. So I really honestly had no idea where they were going with everything, because we presented a lot of different kinds of viewpoints at this point. We have Schmidt and his whole crew. They're like, you know what? We're at the opposite end of the spectrum. Like, there is no faith. There is no anything. They renounce all of it. And the world around them is just it's like very much a total reversal of the idea that like Earth is just a giant waiting room for heaven and it all sucks, you know? Total reversal of that. We have, obviously the church, which is, anything they say goes, and what they're putting forth right now, we know is being heavily controlled and restricted by whatever the bishop was doing. Of course, now there's a new bishop, so God only knows. He's just doing it for his own gain. And then we had this idea of like, oh, well, you kind of like live your own life, do your own thing, do your own truth. And I'm like, okay, well, is that what we're going to be going with, is like, okay, this was the right answer. And I think the right answer is that kind of maybe like, I want to say there is no right answer, but I feel like the right answer is that there's good or bad in whatever you choose to believe. You know what I mean? You can twist and manipulate something to your own needs or liking or selfish, personal, whatever, no matter what it is. And so you have to kind of like, I guess, be aware of that and check yourself about it. Like what are your real motivations in saying, I put forth X, Y, and Z into the world, no matter like how good it sounds in your head. Because we see with the uncle, like, the thing is, and it was pointed out to me in the comments, is like, the uncle really didn't do anything against his own creed, though. He was just trying to survive. But, like, wow. Total, just jerk move. I don't know. So, anyway, that's probably all I have going in. Oh, you guys did sort it out for me that the flashback that we saw with the child whose parents were killed and everything, that was not Draka. I got confused. I didn't know who that was, but you guys said no, it's not Draka. So that makes more sense, because the way she was talking did not really sound like that was her background. So I'm like, uh-huh. So yeah, so all right, guys, without further ado, what do you say we go ahead, we jump right into the next episode of Orb. Let's do this. Right, this is where we left off. They're here to liberate information. What? Also, what happened to the uncle? Because he does have this missing. Huh? Oh, they're converts? They're nomads. So they were originally... Okay. The thing is, that's kind of supposed to be for everyone. You know what I mean? Like, according to what you're supposed to believe, I guess. Right, you gotta have something that keeps itself going. In order to produce new materials. She's pretty smart. Right, things that you can produce and sell. She's an entrepreneur. The bishop is interested. Oh. Uncle's just like, this is not how I saw this going. That's what this is all about. They want to maintain their wealth. That there shouldn't even... How is... Oh, boy. Well, it should not be about the wealth. Oh! What? You know what? This guy, at the very least, is just so on the surface about how on the surface he is. Oh! Screw you. You showed your true colors. Don't worry about the book. That's gonna get you in a lot of trouble. No, this bishop is not gonna do anything for you. Oh god. Whoa! Oh, I'm guessing that would be one of our liberation people. Non-Demo indeed. Non-Demo. Okay, you guys pointed out there's actually in this is one of the scenes with Badeni, you can see the rope around his neck. I did not notice it 2 times. I honestly don't know if I do want to notice it. But I'm gonna see if I can notice it this time. Okay. Well, we know that they were after the book. Okay, what am I looking for? So now it's going to be all, yeah, I noticed this. That was all Draka pretty much last time. But, oh, I don't want to see Badeni with a rope around his neck. I'm still upset that they died. Like, I know I shouldn't have expected anything less, but... No! I do see it now. I do see it now. I didn't even notice it before. That's cruel. That's not okay. That's so not okay. So was that not Novak that they just showed? I feel like Novak and Jolenta are gonna be back. Don't you think? Like, are we just gonna drop their story completely? I don't think we are. I doubt we would. And they still show them a few times in the opening too, so yeah. I don't know. What was I gonna say? I don't know what I was gonna say. What? Whoa! Okay, what? Oh! Whoa! 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 Uncle! Oh, on ball! Bye, Uncle! Wow! Oh, yeah, if the shoe were on the other foot, you probably just leave me for dead. I'm guessing Uncle didn't want to be killed. No, his thing was he was going to survive. I hope for your sake you're right, because... doing something like that is a pretty good way, if you ask me, to earn a good spot in hell. But, yeah, wow. That was just kind of a random thing. I mean, it was all just kind of chance. She's gonna be like, hold it now. Else gonna sell the rights to this. That's true. We need the book. Give us the book. Hand it over. Because she could just start burning it if you don't give her good answers. Maybe it was fake. Oh, he doesn't mess around. He's like, wow. She kind of is seeing maybe an opportunity to change things. No, she's gonna burn. Oh, that is bold. That is bold. She's like, I have it up here. So if you want what's in it, you gotta take me with you. He didn't finish it. Okay, so then we need her. I knew she was gonna do that. I'm like, she seems like she'd be just crazy enough to do that. He well, trust is probably gonna have to be earned, considering how we just all became friends.
俺はレバンドロフスキだ。
暗い。
Hello.
私は隊長のシュミット。
Lewandowski, Fry,
我々は
and
伊藤戦線に
Schmidt.
所属している。
Try to remember that.
最悪な出会い方だが、同行が決まったのなら争いは不要。これからは相互理解を深め、
Okay, yeah,
目的に
fair.
対し協力し
See, we got off on the wrong foot. Let's see what we can do about that. Yeah. See, he's smart. He knows they need to communicate if they're gonna...
そうまでして我々と同行したい動機は
She knows she's meant for other things.
あの本に関われば儲けられそうだったから。
She wanted the money.
金を稼ぐのが私の信念なので。
Money's her thing. It's probably like the only thing she has in common with Anthony at this point. He's like, I care about stuff too. Yeah, he's like, mine's a little bit more. But
これから見ることになる景色はどれも教会正統派としては苦しいものになる。
well, she doesn't.
私信徒じゃない。
She doesn't care. So
私は聖書の解釈なんて興味ない。
なんと君も
he's so excited. He's like, cool. That's a big hurdle for most people.
じゃあ教会の階級制度もバカバカしいと思って。
ああ、もちろん
Oh, they're okay. See, now we're fast
人間のため
friends.
に作られたとも信じてない。
もちろん
He's more of a nature guy. Oh, and that's where it's funny how like some of our goals can align, some of our beliefs can align.
どういう意味だ
Whoa.
それはつまり君は正統派ではない異端なの
So he has his limits too. He's
では
like
別の宗教の信徒
いや神を信じ
she
て
don't
ない。
believe in anything. She believes she's here to make money.
神を信じてないということか
だからそう言ってるんですけど。
That okay. Well,
この運命もまず君のような意見のものとは初めて会った
yeah, pretty much.
率直に
Sure,
言
he
って大変
hasn't.
動揺してるし怒りも覚えてる
He's pretty
だ
upset.
がこの運命を神が与えたと今気づく
Okay. Isn't that interesting? Like we all have like our line that we, you know what I mean? Like
とはあなたたちは神をがっつり信じてると。
信じてるも何も神
it's
は
it's the
根拠は
reason they're
この世界が
here.
あるから制作者もいる
They just don't believe in the Bible.
私はただ神の作った自然を崇拝するだけだ
That's his interpretation.
自然を崇拝すること自体が一つの解釈なの。
It's kind of what I was saying.
それは違うなぜなら私はそれをただ良いと感じてるだけだからだ論理ではなく感覚だ解釈までいかない
There's no kind of rules or there's no structure. There's no structure to it.
神の動機など人には分からんはずだ神は雄大な自然を作ったが人間のためにだとは思わない神は私の運命を定めている
So you do believe in a God that created the world, created you, and is guiding your life, but you don't trust anyone who's trying to say, okay, this is what you should be doing.
だって人間は論理や知性を使って成長する。それを捨てた
See,
ら社会
she's all
はどうやっ
about
て発展す
intellect
る
and
の？
logic. He's not. She doesn't believe in God. He does. But wouldn't it be great if they could be friends anyway? She's like, we could be doing things to help people, and he's like, that's already set in stone. Why should we be?
それじゃまるで神の奴隷だ。
思い上がった人間よりマシだ
But you know what though? They're talking. At least they're talking.
どうだろうこういう時は一つ
Agree, disagree? Oh, flip coin.
表なら私裏なら君が正しい
That's one way to do it.
おや表どうやらこの場は私が正しい
Maybe you'll get it next time.
だから私その提案に乗ってないんだけど、そもそも私はこんな偶然に何も決めさせない。
Well, they have very, very different ways of going about things. Oh, probably when she dies. For trying to get this info out there. You know what though? Like, at least they can talk and not, like, hate each other. Like, they can talk and disagree, and he could be like, I'm just, like, at the point of rage, but no one's trying to kill anyone. Okay. What does that mean? Oh, this is probably like maybe like a ritual for them. If they believe that God is the world around them, then you would be really into something like soaking up the sun.
何してるの？
朝日を浴びてる。こうすることで感じ取る。
何を？
God's love? Oh. It's so interesting to see the way that the different lifestyles here.
生まれてきた。
Oh, just to be,
なぜ出て
just to feel
君
the
はこの荘
presence.
厳な職を前に何も感じないのか？
感じますよ。
Oh,
苦痛を。
oh. Don't feel good about it.
勝手に照らす。
Oh, Dawn sheds a light on everything.
見たくない日も勝手にやってくる。しかも決まって律儀に毎日登る。
Yeah, we know her experience with nature has been a little bit different.
私の大嫌いな運命って言葉を思い出す。
She doesn't like the idea that things are controlled beyond her control. I think she's a very, like, I control what happens, and I decide what happens in my life.
で、気が済んだらそろそろ教えてもらえますか？
Can we get back to the subject of the book? Yeah, maybe we'll find out how the heck they know Oxy and Badeni.
今回の任務内容を話してもいいのでは？
ああ、そうだ。
They don't even know, wow.
君らは知っているかね。これから先、おそらく世界を揺るがす3つの発明。1つ、火薬。
Could see that.
2つ、羅針盤。
Also see
そ
that.
して3つ目。これが今回の要。
What's that?
活版印刷。
Movable type. Oh, like typing? Like printing? Yeah.
それだけで。
驚くほど短時間で。
That's what she was like, how would I mass produce this? She was just thinking that.
内容、時代、技術、すべて揃った。では、あなたたちの目的は？
It's probably to mass distribute
我
that
々の
book.
目的はあの本を出版することだ。
Yeah, get it out there. That's what I said. I was like, once it's out there, you can't kill everybody. But not everyone can read is the thing, but
君にはしっかり本の中身を覚えておいてもらわないと困るというわけだ。
people would probably learn to read if there was more access to
組
books.
織長がなぜあの本を？
The leader! Is the leader Novak? I bet the leader is Novak. The leader is Novak or Jolenta.
本来我々が行うのは解放活動のはず。
It's like,
これは管
okay.
轄外の仕事では？
それにはこう返そう。これは最も重要な解放活動。
Because the thing is, once it's all out there, we're going to liberate the information. Yeah, we're going to get the truth out there.
情報の自由度が社会の自由度につながる。
It will certainly take a lot of power away from them,
そう
won't
い
it?
う開かれた場で多様な意見が集まってこそ理性は磨かれる。
That's what Oxy was saying. Maybe it is Jolenta. Maybe it is Jolenta. That would be more of a thing that she would say because she was so limited in what she could access and everything. Maybe it's both of them.
話し合いは一時中断だ。到着だぜ。
We've arrived. Oh, it's nighttime again already? Where are we? Are we at? Oh, they're gonna show who the leader is. Alright, I put money on it, you guys. Jolenta or Novak, and I'm leaning towards Jolenta. Especially since this is like 25 years later. We'll see. But I'm pretty sure they showed Novak in the opening. Pretty sure those were his.
おお、これは
Oh,
わざわざお出迎え感謝します。
oh my god. It's Jolenta. It's Jolenta.
こちらで
It's
我々異端解放戦
Jolenta!
線の組織長
Yes! Oh my girl!
ヨレンタさんだ。
Jolenta. I knew it! I freaking knew it! I freaking knew it! You guys, I called everything about Jolenta to date. I want to go on record because like I don't consider myself a super intelligent, intuitive person on a daily basis. I freaking called everything. I don't know if I called everything with like her torture scene, but I did call that she was Novak's daughter. I called that she was going to be back, and I called because at first I'm like, because they would both have motivations for, like if Novak just wanted to like burn the world down after what happened to her, he might be like, you know what, I'm gonna take what the church was so scared of, when I know that they were like pegging people as heretics over and over and over to the point where like it wasn't even making sense to me all the time. I'm gonna release that into the public. That I could see, but it makes more that last bit of dialogue about like once information is free, the people will be freer and blah blah blah. I'm like, that's Jolenta. Because who dealt with that imbalance of power when it came to like who could access information more than Jolenta? Aside from maybe like, you know, the big debate we were having with Oxy and Badeni. Sadly, we know it's not either of them because they were too good for this world apparently. And oh, I still miss them. I still miss them. I still miss them. But you know what? Their legacy lives on. That makes, so Jolenta was probably the one who, maybe she copied the book. Maybe she copied the book. Hang on. Whoa. Just gonna try to play the next one. Oh, dang, you guys. You know what? I have so much to say about this because quite honestly, I mean, yes, what we just saw was two people who like agreed on certain things up to a point and then just completely veered off into different directions to the point where their beliefs were so incompatible that they were like in direct opposition of each other. And even though that was frustrating for both of them and they both had their points to argue, that first of all, they were communicating, they were talking. Nobody was saying, you can't say that, I'll kill you for saying that. Also, at the end of the day, we can disagree on some things, agree on other things, maybe have a common goal and work together. Like, even though he's like, I'd like to never see you again after this, something tells me that the bond of having to seek out all this, a way to release all this information together will probably bring them closer as friends despite their differences. And that is, I think that might be the most important lesson of all, is that it is possible for somebody to think different from you and for all of us to live our lives and for you to wish the best for that person, for them to wish the best for you. And like, that's just called free will. That's just called free will. So yeah, like that was actually a really good example of something very positive, I think. Yeah, but I definitely have a better understanding of Draka now because Draka is very like, and it's not unlike what we, you know, a lot of people feel this way today, that like kind of you're in control of your own destiny. You don't believe in fate. You don't, you know, you don't believe in like a god or an afterlife or any kind of like reigning force. It's, you know, it's you out here doing your thing, making decisions for yourself. And you are kind of more or less the master of your own fate. And then you have someone like Schmidt who really firmly believe, I mean, you can tell that is not just a somebody told me I had to believe this now. I'm like, he feels it on every level. It is his driving motivation for everything in his life. Like he truly feels the deep personal connection to God, even if he feels that God is not the same as what I guess like any man-made beliefs about who God is or what God would want for the world. And that's what Schmidt believes. And it's just kind of interesting to see how like everyone sort of took this and made it their own, you know? Like, even Oxy and Badeni, you know, that their faith went through a lot as they were doing this research and everything, for both of them, I think. Especially for Oxy. We know it really, like, restructured the whole way that he looked at everything. And for other people, too. We've seen that throughout the series, that, like, the personal connection that somebody has can vary a lot, you know? And it can vary even to the point where you just kind of go off and believe, like, a whole different subsection. Speaking of which, we had a mention of the Reformation in this, and so we've got that, we've got the church is kind of dwindling. I mean, I feel like you can only kind of put people to death over and over and over and over and over for so long before people are just kind of like, and I know most people are just kind of doing their own thing. They're like, this is normal. This has been going on forever. And there are other reasons why there's dwindling too. But I mean, it's just like, I can't even begin, because, like, of course, all Antony cares about is the wealth that they're amassing, which really, when you think about it, like, why? But that is not even close to being the point of what they're supposed to be doing. But of course it would come down to that because, you know, corruption can seep its way into any infrastructure, and it always comes in the form of wanting money or power or both, or, yeah. So it's not surprising. It's just like, huh? But Uncle's gone. So long, Uncle. He really went out like a coward. He had I think the most shameful death we've seen on this show, because he sold out his niece and then was like, oh my God, help me. And she was going to help him too, but, like, I don't think there's too much you could do for, you know, getting your neck slashed or whatever. But yeah, so yeah. It was really interesting to see where everyone landed on everything in this. And now we got Jolenta back. Now, has Jolenta let Novak know that she's alive, or would she be able to? Because she is probably only surviving on the basis that everyone thinks she's gone or dead. Like, Antony knows she didn't really die. So there's that. I kind of hope she let her dad know she was alright. I kind of hope, like, her dad's just chilling there with her, you know? Kind of hope they're just chilling together. Like, nah, it's all good. Like, after that episode you saw, like, next day I went and visited him. I took him, like, come on, let's go. We're going to go do this we're going to go do, like, a printing press thing, and, like, yeah. Because he might still be alive. He was like a younger, I don't know, we'll say 30s maybe when we first met him. Which means, which would have put him in his 40s or maybe 50s in the last story. So he could be just like I mean, I don't know what the life expectancy is back in this time, but we've certainly seen people in their, like, 70s and everything. So I don't think it's out of the question that he's still alive. But that would really suck if he thought she was dead and he had been alone all these years. But I really honestly don't know. I don't know if for the safety of this mission and for her own safety, if she would be able to go back and tell him. But I hope she did. I hope she did. Honestly, like, I don't know why I should want good things for Novak, but, like, I just feel like no one should have to suffer thinking that their child is dead. You know what I mean? Like, he was such a, like, Antony I can look at and I can be like, you're a piece of crap. I want you gone. Novak, like, he killed my precious boys, which I'm still upset about, and he killed a lot of other people, but, like, I do feel like it was a little bit more in the middle still, you know? I mean, Oxy killed people too. That's the thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know anything. I've already said this before. I don't know anything. I'm just here. I'm just along for the ride. So, yeah. But great episode. So, Jolenta, my girl is back. I called that. I freaking called it. All right, guys. Great episode. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. Please. Oh, my God. You just know, like, she's going to die so spectacularly and, like, realize all the stuff about herself. I'm going to need your help to get through it. So, please be sure to join me next time. And we will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.